welcome once again. My name is Clifford Pierre. I'm the Dean of the Sator Square University. Right now I'm just sitting under a tree to show you this is how Abraham entertained God when God was walking through the desert past his home. And this is where I believe the church is at. This is why Sator Square University is everywhere. It's going to be in different places, different locations. It might be in the bedroom, in the closet. You never know. It might be in my car. It'll be anywhere. Because that's the way Jesus preached and taught. He moved all around. But I'm bringing it back to Abraham right now, under the tree. Abraham entertained God. And what never probably was noticed in that story about Abraham and God was that Abraham was actually making a sacrifice. He was presently with God. He didn't have to burn it and send incense up to heaven. God was physically in front of him. And he fed God. He sacrificed his animals, prepared the meal for them, and he gave it to God. And then what did God give him back? He gave him a blessing. He blessed him and told him he'd be the father of all, many nations. He would have a son in his old age. The impossible was given to him when he made a sacrifice to God. So I want to have this and bring the lessons back, because that's what we have to do with the church. It's God's hidden plan that it's time for us to come out. It's time for us to come out of hiding. That you're in your home and you're preaching, you're very spiritual in there, but when you leave the home, you're not so spiritual. You go to church, you're spiritual inside the building. When you come outside of the building, you're back to normal who you are. It's time to take our spirituality, showcase it in front of people, and show them that this is the life I live. That's what the Shema was about. The Shema that was placed on the doors of every Hebrew home, that's still done that way today, that Moses commanded them to do, which was to love the Lord with all their heart, mind, body, and soul. And by putting it on the door, it let people who came into your homes know, hey, we worship the Lord here. We love him. And when you left, it reminded you that, hey, don't forget, you grabbed everything inside, but as you walking out the door to lock your door, you look at that Shema, and you remember, I have to keep this as I go. And that's why he said, so as you walk down the street, as you walk around the home, before you go to bed, when you wake up, he wanted this to be frontless in between your eyes. And I'm going to show you how Christ is to be frontless in between our eyes. And the Sator Square represents that. The Besarata Mashiach is the gospel of Jesus. And it is showing that the New Testament and the Old Testament now needs to be combined. He wants all those to bring their ministries together. And let's talk about who is Christ to you. There's another book that needs to be written. And that book is each person's life that you have to give testimony on what what has he done for you. I believe everyone should write a book. I wrote a book, and it's about the Sator Square, but I have more books inside of me that I know I'm going to write about what God has done for me. And this full experience that I went through, that has to be included in that. This 4-year journey where he's sat with me each and every day, and I hungered for his word and got it. So I hope you all are enjoying everything. I hope you stay with me. This is just a little word from me to just say why I'm doing what I do. I know people who have known me, who look at me today and say, that's not the same guy. And I hope you do say that, because I don't want to be the same guy I used to be. I used to straddle the fence. My mom had me in church all the days of my life, but I also had a foot in the street. So a foot in the church and a foot in the street, and I was split. So you saw two different people. As I say, you go to the church, you worship. When you come out to church, you never let anybody know you are spiritual. You go to your home, you're spiritual all in your home, but when you leave outside your home, you're not spiritual anymore. But now I'm spiritual everywhere I go. I try to love people. I forgive people. I'm not cursing people out. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not shooting people. I'm not pulling out guns. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Right now, I try to understand who you are and why you're angry, and I just try to move on. I will defend myself. I haven't gone that far. As Jesus, before he was allowed himself to be taken in the Garden of Gethsemane, he still had 2 swords for defense. So it's about defense, but he allowed it. Everything went according to the way he wanted it, because of course him being taken was a part of his plan, and I'll teach all of that. How God shared a lot of things he shared with me that I haven't heard in church, and that's how I knew God was giving me something. The Sator Square didn't just fall in my lap. It was given to me by God, and when I realized I had something precious, as precious as his word that's been hidden, that he hadn't revealed, and he chose me, and I'm humbled today to say, wow, I can't believe God gave me something like that, but he did. And I'm showing you the proof. I hope you see the proof. There's no one else on the internet that's going to be saying the things that I've showed you inside of the Sator Square. And that's how I knew what I was receiving. It's amazing. It's like hitting the Powerball. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. And that's what it is to me. So I changed my life. You have to change. This is what Paul did. When he saw Jesus face to face, he had no choice but to change. And that's what I did. So I'm a changed person. I'm not that same person. If you want to judge me the same and say, oh, that's not the same Cliff I knew, then you know what? Move on. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to get to know this Cliff here today, keep watching me today and see my growth. See what God has done for me in my life and for me and my family, and how he knew what was in my heart, as my mom said, because I kept saying, over and over, that I don't know why God gave me this. But my mom said, God knows what's in your heart. And she said she wondered what's in my heart, that God saw what was in my heart that others she couldn't see and others couldn't see. But she revealed the secret to me. It's something that was in my heart. And it's a desire to love the Lord. And I'm afraid of him. It's definitely fear. I was always fearful of God. Always. I always knew I had to answer for everything that I did wrong. I was going to have to give an answer for it. So, like I said, I'm a different person today. Keep following me. Like this page, this YouTube page. This page is... right now, I need 100 followers in order to have the page titled, but right now, and so I can't do that right now. So right now, it's on www.tinyurl.com/ Sator Square U or Sator Square University. So follow this, keep this link, and share it with others, text it so that they can even get this message. And they'll be able to see this page and start to know, because you have to share the word. The gospel is meant to be shared, not just to be treasured for you and keep it to yourself. And it's for you to share it. So I want you to share this word, share this page, let others know that this page exists, that they can have a new way to learn about Christ in a few minutes. I'm going to try to make these lessons 15 to 20 minutes each, because I want you to try to learn it while you're on the lunch break, while you're on the rest break, or while you're just driving in your car. You can get a word differently, quick, and learn some new things that you've never heard before and make you think, to make you meditate on the word. I want each one of these lessons to make you meditate. I truly believe the Sator Square is basically what the prophet Ezekiel saw. If you read that book, he saw so much in the beginning. He saw the wheels within the wheels, that after it was finished, he decided he had to go sit into this town for about 2 weeks and just rest after all that he saw. I want this word to make you dizzy also, and make you just sit down and meditate. And it made me sit down for 4 years and say, whoa, there's a lot in here. It's more than I thought. I unlocked 5 words in one day, but I didn't know it was going to be hundreds. So I hope you enjoy it. Keep watching. Tell somebody else that the Sator Square is the Holy Grail.